I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
The podcast put together with Red Raider fans in mind. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
CCR, right? Beautiful. It is a. Got it. I'm looking at the lineup on the chat line now. We've got a ton of good stuff in store. It is a Song Request Friday. Songs that make you feel nostalgic. Give us those on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Clint, Gus, and Kyler. We're going to 6 o'clock today here in Double T 97.3.
I hear that cross-Canadian. It's like a generation before Turnpike Troubadours, I think, in the Texas country genre. Really good.
Yeah. I was late to the game with them and have enjoyed playing catch-up.
Yeah, I'm late to the game with them. Still am. But went to Turnpike last week tonight. We go tonight. Shane Smith and the Saints. Good show. That was good.
Yeah.
It was good over at Cook's.
Nice.
Really good. My third time to see Turnpike. They do not fail. I'm glad all their people are healthy. I think the lead singer had rehab and dealing with some substance abuse and stuff. So I'm glad seems like he's okay, and hope that's working out. But my gosh, those dudes are good. All right, here we go.
We got this on the chat line from.
We need offensive line talk or something to offset all my Moonin stories. Right? We need hard hitting sports talk.
Goes to the Southwest Conference had this. For my Astros, I'm not too hopeful. This was a good team that got destroyed by injuries.
Yep.
I'm still hopeful for the future, but with the Texans struggling as well, I'm very thankful for Tech football, which hopefully can dominate Houston when I go and watch them play next Saturday. Guns up and go Stros.
Yeah, I thought about that last night as Houston was, I would say, outplaying us in that soccer game that you and I attended over here. Thinking, hope this is the last of their outplaying us for a while. Hope they're using up all their good fortune here in the games with the Red Raiders because, I don't.
Okay, I'm going to give you
drama in that.
Let's do a little predictive game. We could be right on both accounts. We could be wrong. Who knows? I'm going to give you 3 Big 12 teams. And I want you to tell me which one you think is the most real and then who is, let's call him the biggest phony. I think that was a word used the other day. Who is the biggest poser, if you will? Because there's some teams in the Big 12 that I am just not sure about, but I think should be labeled as surprises. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to give you an undefeated UCF team. I'm going to give you an undefeated Houston team and an undefeated Arizona team. I don't think any of those trio anybody really had high hopes for in the Big 12. And that, by the way, it could play out and they could all be quote-unquote phonies or whatever. Who knows? But at least for Houston, they already have a Big 12 win. UCF and Arizona are going for their first Big 12 win, but Arizona has beaten a Big 12 school with Kansas State, who has their set of issues. If I told you one of those was going to be had a chance at being a top 5 team, who would you say that is? And then if I told you one of them was definitely going to wind up in the bottom end of the league, who would you guess that was?
Man. And I have to work from your list? Or
yes.
I can't?
Yeah, from those 3 I gave you.
All right, say the 3 again.
All right.
I was thinking about just the broad league conversation.
And you can give a broad league answer too, but I'm mostly looking at Houston, Arizona, and UCF for this.
Which one is for real and which one isn't? I believe that's the question here. Oh man, that's good. They're all very interesting. Houston. I'll go. I kind of want to make. See, I guess the other thing maybe dig through some schedule, but I'm not going to do that. I guess I'll put UCF at the bottom of the 3, and then don't know, man. I mean, because it feels like we're on the cusp of seeing what the other two, all three of them are.
That's why I wanted to ask this. I wanted to ask this now.
It's good. It's a good time for the question. It is a good time. I mean, because if Arizona goes to Ames and wins, hold everything, right?
I think if they go to Ames, Gus, and they just look good, okay. I would, because I mean,
we'll give them bonus points for that, right?
Right. If they go to Ames and they lose a game 24-21, right. I think that's a significant stride from last year, or anything like that. But if they win 100%, I think we're walking away going like, okay. I still don't know where they would line up in like everyone's favorite list, but they went to a favorite and won on the road and are now 4-0 and have beaten 2 Big 12 schools.
I'm not so sure. I don't want to put Kansas on that list, but you didn't offer them up. They got a chance to be really, they got a chance to be getting folks excited. Mm-hmm. And it's somewhat interesting opponent. I don't know what we know about Cincinnati. I mean, they're 2-1. Kansas is expected to win. That's our next opponent, Clint. Mm-hmm. After I know you know this. I don't know. I'll take. Maybe I'll take. Golly. I'll take Houston on that list, I guess.
I think I would too. Yeah. I think I would too. And
I do too. I mean, I think there may be maybe a little more defense.
And I think I think for me it's almost like coach trust. Even though Fritz, even though Fritz, he's trying to get it done on a step up in level, but still he's been doing it for a while. And this looks like a Fritz team. I think that's the biggest compliment I can give to Houston right now is they just look like a Fritz team. And in Arizona, they very well could be that. I'm with you. UCF feels like the easy pick, even though, look, they've done what they needed to do. And they made North Carolina the last time out look like one of the worst power, if not the worst Power 4 team that's playing football right now. TCU did that too. But I don't trust UCF, and I feel like if one of them had a fallout right now, it would be them, just because I feel like they don't have as much depth. Because the other thing is, like with Arizona, we've seen a really good Fafita before in our life too. Mm-hmm. It wasn't last year,
right, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I'd Teteroa and McMillan lighting it up.
I'm with you though. I think I would lean towards Houston being a quote unquote real team of the three. Doesn't mean they will be. Doesn't mean they are.
Sure. Could change this weekend. Like we said, if they go up there, Arizona goes to Ames and wins, it'll change everything. There you go, Mo Evans. There's your song.
Nice. More next on Double T 97.3.
The podcast that finishes your workday in a very Red Raider way. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm about to find a way to make the sprinklers go off when we get to this chorus, so we can get the full effect. Ready, Gus?
Okay.
Yeah. Why did you ruin the station for one 30-second bit from a music video I saw when I was in junior high? Hey, it's Tech Talk on Double T 97.3. Clint Scott, Dr. Mike Gustafson, Kyler Brown behind the glass. It is a song request Friday. Songs that make you feel nostalgic. That one was from Bullfighter. You can tell Bullfighter and I are around the same age because we were tracking on the same thing right there. We are live from the First United Bank studio. You can join us on the H Flooring Center chat line with whatever you got for the weekend. You can also call us on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. And if you would like to watch us, you can do so on Fox 34 News Now, YouTube, and Facebook. And if you're on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or anything like that, follow us there. Gus, you have, again, a drama-packed NFL game on Sunday you can hear. Speaking of Double T 97.3, starting at 6 o'clock, Dallas versus Green Bay. And we immediately had this one circled, right? Because we were doing all right, if they do trade Micah Parsons, well, depending on when they do it and how long they hold on, he's going to need some ramp-up time. Turns out it worked out, obviously, in a way we know now that he was able to basically go as soon as the Packers were going, right? And you didn't have to do that. You might need 2 weeks of ramping up.
Suddenly very healthy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But through that, we had the fourth.
Suddenly his back was fine.
But through that, we had the fourth week of the NFL circled specifically for this game. And now that we're here and we know a little bit more about these teams, if you take that part out of it, I mean, the Cowboys, and I don't think the roster would have it circled, but if they did, they need to not do that because they have so many issues right now. And the first thing they need to focus on is finding a way to fix the defense. There's stop number one. And now, what do you do offensively without, your best weapon with CeeDee Lamb, who's going to be out for a little bit? Like how do you weed through all that? Because we can be here and we can circle it. But, man, for the Cowboys, you have so many other issues than focusing on the return of Micah Parsons. But that was also such a huge story, and everything does bleed in from the office to the roster over there. The other side is that, okay, well, how do you not think about it at least a little bit? Just a weird tightrope that they're having to do this week.
Yeah, and anything can happen, and that's why we all love sports, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's you hate to be trying to get a bunch of stuff back on the – not just one little area, but like a bunch of stuff back on the tracks. The more of the stuff we've got to fix every week, the tougher it gets, right? Mm-hmm. And some of that is just covering for an injured offensive weapon, obviously, but that's part of it too. But what appears to be a really good Packers defense.
Yeah, the pass rush in the
front. Oh, by the way, we don't have our best offensive weapon.
The good news is now. I say the good news because it could be a very focused Packers offense, but it was not a very focused Packers offense last week. That was, stumbled quite a bit against the Browns and then lost a very surprising game to the Browns. But still, for the Cowboy fans, and Kyler, you can certainly answer this. What do you think the general feeling? Because I'm sure there's some splitting between it was hard to root for either side in that divorce, but still, I would think most fans were Team Parsons and are especially Team Parsons now that they're could at least had a pass rusher. Now we can't stop the run or get after the quarterback or cover in the secondary. But what do you think the welcome will be like? That's a better way to ask that. What do you think the welcome will be like for him this week?
I'm happy to offer up my as the co-host of that, but I think the best person to speak to this type thing, because he just went through it with his NBA team, is the guy right there.
I'm just letting you go first. I was going to let you go first before we cleared the runway of jersey burning and
young Kyler.
I'm not even an NFL fan anymore.
I mean, I do think I really do want to hear Kyler's take on that, but I really do think we have some interesting timing here, and the fact that we've had two of these things happen like boom, boom. Mm-hmm. This isn't. Boy, I remember 7 years ago when this happened with the Mavs just did this, and now the Cowboys are just dealing with this, and so it makes me think like it's an easy time to be sort of angry at all the managements. Mm-hmm. It'd be different if we're getting the benefit of the doubt because we're coming off 2 Super Bowls and da-da-da-da-da. Kyler, please, take this. Puddin'.
It's definitely very frustrating. Just because what you said, I mean, with losing Luka and Micah back-to-back like Dallas did, it's pretty frustrating from a fan's perspective. What I expect to happen on Sunday, I'm not expecting him to get showered with boos, but I'm also not expecting him to get showered with cheers either. I think after his body language and just how he went about the whole thing after it was obvious that he wanted to leave, him just laying on the training bench or whatever that was, that one preseason game.
I think that was the singular moment that lost a lot of people.
I agree 100%. It lost me. After I saw that, I was like, okay, he clearly wants out. Let's just go ahead and let him be. Get him out. We don't want the drama. We don't need the headache. All the podcast stuff, he can go do that in Green Bay, which, by the way, I have not seen, by the way, which is very odd and frustrating as well. But yeah, I like you said, it's 50-50. I could kind of see. I don't think it's going to be a whole lot of boos. I don't think it's going to be a whole lot of cheers. It's probably going to be a mix of both.
I would think in a perfect world it wouldn't be anything. I don't think that'll be the case. But if I were a Cowboys fan, I would just hope you don't focus on the story at all, right? But I don't know how it would play out that way, though.
Yeah.
Like, how do you tell however many thousands of people, like, hey, everyone just be cool whenever you see them on the field, just no reaction at all?
As much as the players might want to say it's just another game,
No,
it's not,
no.
and it's hard to focus on that. But I'm scared. If I'm being honest,
You're scared of him wrecking about 5 sacks?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
And
It's about to have a Derek Thomas versus Broncos kind of game.
Is he going to go all Roger Clemens and like look up at the owner's
Khalil
box?
Mack versus the Raiders. He always gives them the business, and I'm scared.
This is for you, Jerry. Jerry, the GM, of course, not Jerry, the owner.
Yeah.
It's Tech Talk on Double T 97.3. Play of the day.
The podcast put together with Red Raider fans in mind. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3. Presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
It is Tech Talk on Double T 97.3. Good pick, Kyler.
Thank you.
Any story with it? Or just
It's kind of just me and my dad's song.
Okay.
Growing up, we would always listen to this and jam out in the car to it.
yeah. Nice.
I missed it. What was it?
You still got it.
Solid. Oh, boy.
It is a Song Request Friday. Your theme today, songs that make you feel nostalgic. Clint, Gus, and Kyler. And Kyler's just going to have to keep playing stuff because it's time for his play of the day.
Channing MVP. Fly ball to right field. Number 60. A catcher has hit 60 home runs. Your MVP moment, Cal Raleigh.
For the first time in MLB history, a catcher has hit 60 home runs. Cal Raleigh joins 6 others that have hit 6 home runs in a season. Congratulations to Cal.
He played against the Red Raiders in 2016. I think he was a freshman catcher, like switch hitting catcher, the real guy. Of course, he's got the nickname of the century, right? His buddies he's got let me just say it what it is. He's got a big old rear end.
He's got a big dumper.
A big old catcher's rear end, yeah. And his teammates one of his teammates there at Florida State, started calling him the big dumper. All right, and then and so you think, well, that's kind of, it'd be like pudding. Pudding gets called pudding in here, but probably not over at the at the burger shop or at the family reunion or whatever. It's got its, but somehow, if the guys over at the burger shop started calling him pudding, then it's got legs. That's kind of what we're talking about here. It went with him to pro ball. It didn't go with him to pro ball, but probably some other FSU dude, got to pro ball, and hey man, you're playing with a teammate of mine. His nickname's Big Dumper, blah blah blah, and then it made it into pro ball. Well, now he's got it rolling. And earlier this year, and he's been a good player for them for a while. Not this, and they interviewed his mom in the stands early this year. Like, well, what do you think of this nickname, the Big Dumper? She was kind of like, I don't really like it, but she sort of was okay with it. I mean, because he's okay with it, and the fans love it, and so she was good with it. It's that kind of a deal. Good mom answer there, but yeah, this dude doing that as a primarily a catcher, not DHing, but the beating you take back there. Impressive.
Yeah.
Switch hitting catcher. And the one he hit, it may have been 59. Was a blast. Or was it 60? Golly, I can't remember. One of them he hits
when
like
you
third
hit that
deck.
many, it's
one of the big ones here recently was third deck, like upper tank, just a bomb. And no reason to think he's not clean. I guess now, and you can't have anything happen good. You go, man, I hope this dude's not doing PEDs and stuff. But I would also say this: baseball's got as rigorous a testing as any of the 4 sports now, and they're catching guys. The Phillies lost their closer earlier this year, and so I mean theirs is working. There's some other sports. If they do any testing, I'd be amazed. Like you never catch anyone, so you sure you're testing? What are you testing for? Like, what are you testing for? Hamburgers?
It's like have you seen like the one video of this? It's someone at an airport, and they're one of the guys that's like checking things, and they don't care. It's kind of the same thing like when you go into games and they just kind of put their arms out like bap, yep, go on. Like they're not doing anything. Like even if not even like patting them, just like all right, you're good.
If you didn't have a rifle chamber holstered to the strap to your side, that guy would have caught it. Yeah. Wait a minute.
What is that? What's that glass jug clearly taped to your chest? Well, that guy didn't catch it.
Yeah. Probably some dude gets nailed for a tortilla in his sock. Yeah. Like, wait a minute. The guy in front of me just carried 2 Uzis in there. What the heck?
Gus, you had
17 pocket knives.
You had a transfer portal, or not transfer portal, excuse me, a recruiting class loss.
Yep.
That we didn't ever really get into yesterday with a short show. It was Cooper Hackett. If you remember, he was the 5-star that had committed when you were in your first rain delay of the season. If we can go all the way back to Arkansas, Pine Bluff. At that time, he was in Arkansas when he was committing to you, or had just been on his visit with Arkansas. And then from the state of Oklahoma, and then chooses the Sooners. And then I don't
flips to the Sooners.
I don't think I've really, I'm going to speak for the bulk of the fan base here. I try not to do this, but I'm going to, because from what I have seen, I'm impressed with the lack of freak out. Now, what helps is in the same day, whenever you still have a loaded class, right, for 2026 and for 2027. And then you're still in for a ton of blue chips, and on the same day. This is what's crazy, and this is when you're in like another world of recruiting that you've never been in. This is something that goes with it. I mean, for every multiple 4-stars and a couple 5-stars, when you're in that game, you're not going to get every single one of them. Sometimes they will decommit and go somewhere else. That's just how the game has worked. But it's great to be able to be in a place where that doesn't hurt you, and you're not freaking out. And then, by the way, in the same day, you get a prediction that, again, we'll say it every single time. I mean, they're almost always correct. Now, they don't have to be correct if you actually land that guy or not, but the prediction from Swift Long and Rivals, again, for the number 1 quarterback in the 27 class.
Right.
Like, it's just wild where you are right now. And for these 2 classes that we're all getting really excited about, you don't even have anybody here yet. But still, like, you're in such a good place that you can have a 5-star decommit, and everyone go, okay, he's from Oklahoma. Whatever. Could have grew up a Sooners fan.
Right. And that would have made total sense, because you grew up a couple hours down the road, whatever. But, yeah, the good news there is the quarterback coming out of that thing with some crystal ball goodness. Now, we're a long ways away, but it's a whole lot better to be getting these commitments and getting these than not getting them, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's unheard of.
Yes.
I mean, it's unheard of for us to be where we are with this stuff. I mean, it's never happened in our history at this rate. And, I guess we're probably past this. I used to say this a year or so ago, like, hey, if you don't like NIL and portal, you're kind of cutting the Red Raiders off at the pass here. Mm-hmm. We've probably benefited from it as much as anybody. Maybe not in every sport, top to bottom, but my goodness, it's serving us well. So NIL and portal probably helping us with some of these or not the portal, but the NIL stuff's helping us with some of these 5-stars, right? Wouldn't you think?
I just caught that this was Top Gun playing behind you. Yes. Nice. When we come back, we pushed our locks to today as well. Why don't you pick some games with us? It's Tech Talk on Double T 97.3.
The podcast that finishes your workday in a very Red Raider way. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
It is a Song Request Friday. A little Don Henley here. All right. Clint Scott and Dr. Mike Gustafson, Kyler Brown. Your theme today is songs that make you feel nostalgic. Give us those on the Yates Flooring Center chat line or whatever you got. Score predictions for the weekend. You can also call us on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. We are live from the First United Bank studio for one more hour. If you would like to watch us, you can do so on Fox 34 News Now, Facebook, YouTube. All of that is available to you. If you're on YouTube, streaming live there, we'd love it if you subscribed to the Double T Sports Network channel and keep up to date with everything we have past just our weekday shows. We have videos that go up every single day that you might miss if you're not over there. We got this on the Yates Flooring Center chat line from Bullfighter. Little meme featuring Bruce Bochy doing the Drake meme. It says, He's saying no to winning this weekend and smiling to letting Cleveland win to help eliminate Houston.
I know, it's so tough. Your emotional sides, like on one hand you're like, yeah, I want to win, like, but then the other side's like, yeah, but then I don't want to see them happy, and it's kind of
really you should just be rooting for the Angels if you're going with that, because
it's a safe one.
Or excuse me, not the Angels. The Angels, because they just came off of that series. I had it right. You should be rooting for the Angels, because if they just lose that series, then they're not going to be in. And if you're an Astros fan, you're a huge Red Sox fan. That's the one who you're really after. Yeah, the Rangers could help you, but the more feasible route to jumping a team is the team that you're a game back from, and the team that's been playing way worse baseball. And playing a Red Sox squad that's trying to fight for positioning themselves with the wild card in the AL. So that's who I'd be looking to.
Yeah. Good thinking. That's one way to make it all fit emotionally, right? My team does okay. Their team gets disrupted. If you're rooting for the Astros, you need to it's winning time. I don't say the playoffs have started, but you dang near, right? 2 out of 3. Comes out, it's like a college series, Clint. Who's pitching on Friday night? Right? Friday night. There we go.
I always think
2 out of 3. Who's going to win the series?
I always think of this situation more when you get to the NFL, maybe because it's a game instead of a series. But I mean, there were several Chiefs teams that I rooted for pre Alex Smith that in the final week I knew they weren't going to the playoffs. They had 4 wins, and going, okay, how can we screw over the Broncos or the Chargers? How can we make their life miserable? Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, sure.
Always nice to hear Bullet for My Valentine in the Wild. Yep. Did you see? We're gonna get some. We're gonna do some Big 12 lines here in a little bit, but we all picked Baylor to beat Oklahoma State for our Power 4 versus Power 4.
I mean, and their pick. They've got a 20-something point spread on the.
It's a crazy
on
Big
the road
12 line.
Yeah,
it's a crazy line. I am so curious to see what your line is against them by the time they come here for that game. Obviously, they've been a big story all week. I don't know if I'd say it's been nice that we could focus in on it or what the word, but we could because you didn't have a game this week, right? Otherwise, we'd be still focused more on what's happening here. But since it lined up with an open date, you really got to, and it was big for the Big 12, Did you see there, and this was the initial report, I don't know if this changed or not, but the initial Oklahoma State availability report.
Yeah, it's missing a lot, isn't it?
A lot.
Dozens.
Yes.
And I assume these are all checkouts, right? Well, Clint, would you like me to show you the
17 out on the initial one, 19 total if you go doubtful.
Would you like to? Well, I don't need to bother with you with this. I'll just tell you I saw the Virginia Tech Hokies who are in the same situation, right? And there's long. I don't know if it's long and storied, but it's long. It's a long list, Clint. Now there could be a bunch of dudes, rethinking choices. Probably a lot of agents getting contacted.
Well, part of it, you're
if you're a cover corner, Kyler there, if he wants to sit out, the rest of the season, we've got a spot for him here at Podunk State.
Well, because that 30-day transfer portal window, this is where it's really good for the student athletes, if you still want to call them that. I don't know why I started with students.
Sure.
The college football players. Because, they can't control that situation. But it also, for those that have, the red shirt option still, for them, this happened. You'd rather it happen now than happen, if you're that individual player, than happen, week 7, week 8, something like that. And that's for three Power 4 programs are in the same boat, essentially. Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State, UCLA. If you like the coaching carousel on the college football video game, your head is spinning right now.
Well, you've picked 3 of the 4 Power 4 conferences. Everybody has one, right? The only one that doesn't
You're
is
just
the
looking at the
SEC.
SEC.
What, you don't care enough, right? You would think that we must care more if we have someone in our conference firing people after week 4. You
and
guys
legends
just don't care enough.
To be fair, because Arkansas has been Sam Pittman is knocking on that door. He's trying.
One disaster away.
Yeah,
and they've got they're hosting
Notre Dame.
Yeah, they've got an interesting game. If I guess if Notre Dame came in there and housed them and pushed them all over the place, that could go.
I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised at how they lost to Memphis, that it didn't happen then.
I am too.
But it does seem like it's kind of I don't know if there's... I was going to get to this.
Yeah.
How about the Indianapolis Colts, Gus?
I agree.
One of the stories of the NFL.
Well, with the quarterback that everybody thought was a nothing burger. And
By the way, if anyone was wondering why he yelled rim shot, he throws a football before he sings every time through a camera light, and he just barely made it through.
Thanks for clarifying.
More Tech Talk next.
The podcast put together with Red Raider fans in mind. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Ask Tech Talk is brought to you by Visual Edge IT. Clint, Dr. Gus Gustafson, Kyler Brown behind the glass taking care of us. We got this on the Yates Flooring Center chat line from Old Razzle Dazzle. Love the Colts guy. Tune in every Friday to get pumped up for the weekend. Thanks.
I don't encourage him. Gosh.
Don't fact check that. It's on the chat line. So how much is Parsons looking to lay the wood on Dak? I don't think he and Dak are on bad terms. I don't think he's like, I'm going to hurt Dak, but I do think he wants to have...
In order to make a statement, he'll have to get to
yes.
Dak.
Yeah, he'll have to.
Right. He'll have to make sacks in order to actually make a statement on the game.
But I don't think it's necessarily him like,
it's
boy,
nothing
I'm gonna
personal.
Make,
Exactly.
It's
He's not. He
deal.
doesn't have it out for Dak. It's just, he's doing his job.
Nothing personal, bro.
He's doing like the Thanos. Where did it cost you? Everything. This from Lindale Jeff. I'm from a farm way out of town. My dad pulled up late to pick me up from baseball, and I said, it's about time. He pulled away and made me walk 7 miles home.
Ooh, 7. Dang.
Well, I would walk just 7 miles. Old Razzle Dazzle also said, Gus, if they bring back MTV Spring Break, I'll come swoop you up and we'll go. Clonk and Puddin' should probably load up too for a little learning experience.
That's nice.
Where do I sign up?
That's yeah. You know what? I never got to do that. And I was at a with the reunion of college dudes my age 2 weeks ago for the.
Do you
Oregon
make
State
shirts
game,
with that on it?
No, and those dudes were they all had their stories.
Oh,
this
yeah.
one got in a fight, and this one did something unspeakable, and that one did something, and then there was another fight, and then this one slept on the beach and woke up with
Alligator.
Whatever, you name it, just all the stuff. There were 17 of us in this 1-bedroom apartment, and somebody, we ran out of beer, and somebody, just all the spring break stuff. I was always, busy grounding out and hitting into double plays and making errors and popping up. That's what I was always busy doing.
Ooh.
For most of the college years. That was, yeah.
I should have been asking for this today. This is from Jay. I should ask, how are you using your bye week? But Gus, yeah, you should go do a spring break now. That's what I was going to say. Let us know if you're doing anything fun with your bye week. Jay said, I got my fishing license renewed, and I'm all geared up to hit the lake this weekend. Wreck 'em bye week.
I won't out him, but one of a common friend of mine and certainly an acquaintance of ours is fly fishing.
Oh, yeah.
Taking off tomorrow for about 5 days.
Nice.
Up in the...
I bet I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yonder to the north. Yeah, I don't want to out him, but yeah, not that it's a secret, but I don't want everybody to know he's leaving town. But that was very intentional to the... I wouldn't say it was intentional to the open week as much as like, hey, text not at home, which is kind of how we do. I get the schedule and that comes out, and then you're like, okay, not going anywhere there, and there, because that's when we're at home. When we're on the road, might go somewhere else because I can watch that game on TV from Timbuktu just as easily as I can watch it from my living room, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the open week, though, I don't know if there's anything specific. There's going to be some hand-to-hand combat in my backyard. Me and the weeds and the...
I thought you were saying you were moving your parking lot fights to backyard brawls.
It's not weeds.
You just open your alleyway gate and you're like, whoever comes in here is going to catch these hands.
God, I need Clint there to give me wrestler voice guy. my
Green's going to rise to the top. Ooh, yeah.
We got a little rain, and it greened everything up, and then I've been watering, like, a couple specific spots pretty good over the last 3 weeks, just because Dana and I are really trying to head off the weeds. Mm-hmm. She's pulled more than I have. Of course, she's been home in the summer, but, like, hey, I bet if we grow grass right there instead of that dead spot over there, and so we've been pretty intentional with the water. Thus, the mowing's going to be aggressive tomorrow. Or the grass grows. Good problem to have. It's what I wanted, right? But
yeah, you literally asked for this.
This will be all three modes. This you go like it's a serious mow when it's like there's the express one is the one you just ride around in the mower and get it and you don't weed whack. All right.
Make sure to put your grass clippings on the street, and then you can fight Chuck.
I do, and I've told you this. We've had this conversation on this show. I had a neighbor text into this show saying it's fine when I spray clippings out in the street, but I also live.
But it's when you moon him that he's over it.
Haven't done that yet. There's not a lot of mooning at 58, but it's not out of the question, Clint. It is a go-to. It is a go-to way of.
What's that pressed up against the glass at the Gustafson house? Oh!
But this when you go to the third mode of hand mow. You go hand mow like into the corners and that kind of stuff. Hand mow the border, and then there's weed whacking, and then you ride. Do the riding mower deal. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be hand to hand scrap tomorrow. It could be even spread over 2 days. Like I go weed whack and hand mow, and then go lawnmower. It kind of depends. I've been requested on the Theft for Nashby show for a spot, and so it's kind of peak mowing time tomorrow morning before it gets to be 90,000 degrees.
If you don't have anything to do tomorrow, come help Gus with his lawn.
I'll be fine.
No, come help. Just show up.
Clint, if you come over to my house,
I will be doing what Jay's doing tomorrow.
I will spray you with birdshot.
Oh, wow, that got worse. I thought that was going to be like the hose, and then you...
I'll spray you.
Yeah, turn it into...
Burglar alarms going off.
I'm not a dove. I know it's season. But ask Tech Talk, who will be the toughest home game left on the schedule for Texas
I believe that's
Tech.
The Fighting Brigham Young Universities.
Right now, I think Arizona State is a better team.
Yeah, but that was a home game, wasn't it? Wasn't that the question? Home game?
Oh, was it the home game? I'm sorry. I probably... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay.
My bad. You heard... I read it, and I didn't even hear what I read. Yeah, I'm
BYU.
with you. BYU.
Yeah, I think that. I'm going to say it's been... Well, Joey said it was circled. Coach McGuire said he's kind of circled it. Now, he's not looking forward to it or whatever. He talks about the frustration of going up there a couple years ago and starting a true freshman third-string quarterback and kind of, and doing some things like played well enough, and not really well enough to win as we turned it over and did some freshman things there. But it's just like, if we've gotten just a decent performance from a quarterback, we're okay. But we didn't. And
the home teams you're going to see, I think BYU is the most well-rounded team, but I think the best offense you'll see at home is coming up in a couple of weeks.
Kansas.
With Kansas.
Yeah, I do too.
And so
maybe there's the shootout.
Kansas very likely could be the best team or like the hardest home game you have left on the schedule too, because BYU just has the freshman quarterback factor.
Right, I know.
And he's
going to be a game where he throws 3 picks and fumbles and And
I don't think they have a dominant enough offense to make up for it with like other pieces. But the defenses should be good enough to keep them in about every game, and that's why I lean with them over Kansas, just because Kansas seems to have a few more holes. Sure. But man, when that offense, and it's been really good this year, when they're hitting, it's up there for one of the best offenses in the conference.
I do feel like there's one game this year that Tech plays that's 40-something to 30-something. I hope not. I hope we hold everyone into the teens, but you get what I'm saying.
Sure.
Then that could be the one. That maybe our sidelines go, hey, you know what? This defense has carried us all year long, fellas. Let's go score. And that's okay, because we've spent years where it's been like, hey, defense, one time could you give it? Got to outscore everybody. I would be fine with that. And if that's the day we choose to rifle off 49 points against somebody and win 49-35, okay, it'll be all right.
That's going to do it for us today here on Tech Talk. Thanks for joining us today and this week. Have a great weekend. Enjoy some high school football. Lots of options for you tonight. The Friendship Tigers will be on right here on Double T 97.3 in 30 minutes. We'll see you on Monday.
This has been the Tech Talk Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.